It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Forced out to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And even 20 yards and a first down on the game's very first play.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Now back to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. When you look at this defense, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. And that last run good enough to have him surpass for his career. Get this, folks, 12,000 rushing yards.
And how about this? You're in shouting distance now of the top 10 all-time rushers in NFL history. And in short order now, you've got Thurman Thomas, Franco Harris, Marcus Allen, and Edgerrin James right ahead of you. He can zoom past them with just a few more carries.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now Richardson back to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Taylor. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Anthony Richardson
His third touchdown now on the year. And the Colts use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On second down, Irving. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A run up the middle with Irving. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there, pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. And now they'll shift things around. They'll try and run here with Irving. Then he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. 45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in.
Yes.
A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Monarchs are an extra point away from evening this one up. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it second down and 12. Richardson working from the gun. Flushed out right. This one completes Alec Pierce. A big play there for Indy. 55 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Taylor. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Let's go, defense. Panther 60, Panther 60. Here we go. No. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They'll run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Breece Hall taking it in from a yard out. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. People will kiss it on the ground.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And Shaheed going to go in motion. And he's going to handle it on the touch pass. Finding room at midfield. Down the left sideline. And down to the 19-yard line. And they rattle off a big one. So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam.
Touchdown! A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Monarchs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds. It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup of someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
First and 10, Taylor now. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Richardson looking to throw. Flush to his right. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
3rd and 4.
Let's go. Check 59. Mike is 59. 19 right.
Now Richardson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A solid chunk there, 15 yards. Now they'll change things around before the snap. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Tucker's kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And he'll find Hall. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Richardson looking to throw this. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Looking to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. It's Marte Mapu.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points, while the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
69 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Here's Richardson to throw. This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
The Colts send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Richardson now on 2nd down.
He finds his man, complete. It's Mills. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Now it's Richardson.
Eluding the pressure right.
A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Second down, here's a run with Bigsby. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now a give, Irving running right. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 37. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. And Shaheed going to go in motion. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. They're going to look to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, partner, that was a heck of a play right there, because there is no chance that he was the primary receiver on that play. Definitely checked it down to him and just said, please, help us out, make a play. And he does, and delivers a first down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Here's a handoff to Irving.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 16.
On 3rd down, they go with Irving.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL. On EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now a give right side. Branch, call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Monarchs have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the 2nd half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Hall on a give up the middle.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. A give for Taylor running right side.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th down, desperation time. Here's Richardson.
Flushed out right.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Branch. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. On play action, they'll throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Branch. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. Richardson.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Oh, he's intercepted again. It's Richardson's 3rd of the game.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
And that's caught inside the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Got his man. It's Warren.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
1st and 10. It's Richardson.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Adonai Mitchell
from 13 yards out.
And the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
So they fought half the battle here, but they're still down.
Plenty of work still left for them, but they delivered in the first step in their comeback attempt.
Point after, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will make this a 9-point lead.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Richardson to throw it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Here now, 3rd down. Here's Richardson.
Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped.
Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15. Richardson.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Leo Chanel.
He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same. Right, the coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Richardson going to change the play here. 2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out, and he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. And hang on here. We've got an injured player, and that's the running back, Breece Hall. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that.
Oh, an excellent tackle there as they keep him inbounds and hold him to no gain.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. They run once more with Taylor, and he'll be stopped after a very short gain, and now you're looking at 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Taylor.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for London, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Indy.